Hey guys, SeanYoga50, and this is the Not So Perfect Yoga program. Today's video, I want to go over, we're going to cover first Ujjayi breathing. And this is kind of a breathing where you want to restrict your glottis a little bit. So the aperture in your throat that allows swallowing and whatnot and air to pass. So you want to try to restrict that. So in Ujjayi, you can start with your mouth open if you want, or you can just keep your mouth closed. You want to make a sound, and it's almost like a whispering sound, like just before you do a snort or a snore sound. You want to just constrict it just enough where you can hear it. Let's try. Ready? See how you can hear a little bit? Hopefully it comes over the mic as good as I heard it. So that's what you want to do. And Ujjayi breathing is really good. It's definitely a full belly breathing. You're going to breathe into your lower abdomen and then push all that air out. And the reason we're bringing this up first is because today's asana practice is going to be using the Ujjayi breath throughout the entire thing. And this really helps you tie in the now. Like if you find yourself, your mind wandering during your practices and you're not getting that deep concentration, you really want to focus on Ujjayi breathing. It really helps bring you into the moment. And again, if you're having trouble experiencing the moment and just staying with your yoga practice, you want to focus on all your cues. Is your lower belly sucked in? Is your shoulders back straight, pelvis tucked? All those different cues that we use. Toes being spread apart. Almost said fart, but spread apart. These are the things you want to focus on, and that helps bring you into the moment. So let's do a couple more rounds of the Ujjayi breath. Again, you want to restrict that glottis or constrict it just enough that you're going to hear, and it's almost going to sound like ocean waves, probably, like in your own mind. It's not going to sound like that to the people next to you, but it should sound like that to yourself. And it's nice meditation breathing and great for asana practice. Okay, Ujjayi breath. Again, inhale, exhale. And to bring yourself a little deeper into that, you want to say ha as you're breathing in, like that's a ha sound. And when you exhale, that's an ah sound. So you want to have ha on the inhale and ah on the exhale. In your mind, again, these are just things that are going to help you focus and help bring you into the moment, into that present moment where you can get the most benefit out of your yoga practice. So we're going to start with Ujjayi breathing. We're then going to go into today's asana workout is going to be moon salutation or Chandraskar, Surya Namaskar. No, that wouldn't be it. It would be Chandra Namaskar, and that's moon salutation. Last week we did the Surya Namaskar, which is the sun salutation, but we're going to stick to the moon salutation today. I think you guys are going to like this. A lot of fun. Stick with me. We're going to come right back. Hey guys, here we are. What we're going to do now, after we've just done our Ujjayi breathing. Now remember, try to do your Ujjayi breathing throughout the entire practice. So what we want to start with is we're going to start at the top of our mat. And today you can actually face sideways off your mat as opposed to forward off the top of your mat. So we're going to start in Tadasana. Toes spread, heels almost touching, kind of angled out a little bit, almost like a pigeon toe. Try to get those feet straight as best you can. Keep your knees straight, pelvis tucked, lower abdomen sucked in, chest out, chin up. Keep your arms back, fingers pointed toward the floor, and that's Tadasana, as you all know, mountain pose. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to slide into a side moon or right here. Keep your hands together, and if you find you're having trouble keeping your hands together, you can lace your fingers together and extend your pointers. You can get a little bit more depth out of this. Keep those shoulders away from the ears. Try to keep your knees straight. Keep that lower belly in. A lot to think about. Then from here, we're going to step out to a, victory squat. Victory squat, nice and wide. Keep your feet out about 45 degrees. And bring your hands down, nice and easy. Perfect. Again, here you got to try to keep that pelvis tucked under. Don't let your back arch and your ass stick out. Tuck that pelvis. Keep that natural curvature of your spine, shoulders back, chin up. Try to keep your knees over your ankles if you got to bring them in. It's a little harder in this, but we'll do the best that we can. Right side. Now we're going to come up to a 5-pointed star. Don't let your shoulders ride. Drop those down. And sometimes it helps if you bring your shoulders up like you're doing a shrug, and then just drop them. Nice and even. Great. Nice and relaxed. Now what we want to do is we're going to do a triangle pose to the right. So take your right foot, point it toward the wall. Remember the basics of the triangle. You're going to bend at the hips or the waist, and you want to reach out. This hand tries to touch this wall. This hip tries to touch that wall. Once you get to your tipping point, just go for it. A little stiff today, boy. Let that hand dangle. Now from here, be very careful. Remember what I talked about in the first video, or the first couple, is that the true key to yoga is in the transitions from pose to pose. Well, now we're going to transition to Parshvakonasana. So you're going to turn nice and easy. If you need to grab your leg, grab your leg. Take that back foot, bring it up a little bit, and have your foot more 45 degrees now. Keep your back straight, and drop straight down onto your leg. If you want, you can put your fingers out as a balancer. Just let your fingertips touch the floor. If you're doing this, that's okay too. But later on, when you feel better, this is going to help develop that strength. Perfect. Keep going. Looking good. Now from here, we want to drop down to a lunge. So I like to bring my foot out just a little bit more forward. And then I can turn onto the ball of my back foot and drop straight down. And this is our lunge. Sometimes you'll hear it called a low lunge or a runner's lunge, something like that. Now we're going to shift our weight. We're going to go back to our left leg. So we're going to start coming around the corner. Use your hands to walk yourself back. Use your leg to push. And you've probably heard this called a side heel stretch or extended leg squat. And if you can get your back foot flat, feel free. Test yourself. But if you're up here, even if your knee's bent, doesn't matter. Just do the best that you possibly can. And if you have trouble with doing this, then just sit right down and go to a standard leg stretch here. But if you're fine with that, stay right here. Now we're going to bring this leg into a full squat. Keeping my hands, try to keep my back straight. Try to keep your back straight as well whenever you're doing a transition. And then you're just going to squat straight down. If you need to, you can open up your knees with your elbows from a prayer position. Or if you have to, you can actually put your arms over your knees and hold yourself up. If you have trouble holding yourself up, you can always roll up your mat or roll up a towel and stick it under the backs of your heels. That'll help you stay in this position longer. And this is the full squat. Now we're going to step out to the left. The right. Sorry, my bad. And then we're going to go back down to that side heel pose or extended leg squat. Good. Stay right there, nice and easy. And then we're going to transition to a left side lunge. So work yourself over, nice and slow. Come up, ball of the back foot. Knee over ankle on the front leg. And this is our runner's lunge or low lunge. Or just lunge. Try to remember your ujjayi breathing. That's going to help keep you in the moment more. Okay, now we're going to bring our back foot up a little bit because we're going to do that Parshvakonasana. Bring that back foot up 45 degrees. Straighten out your front leg. Try to get that back straight and drop right down onto your leg. Again, sorry if you're hearing any clothes on my chin against the mic. Good. And then from here, you're going to transition to triangle pose. So we're actually going to open up from here. So get your left hand on the inside of your leg. Then you're going to turn, face, and look up to the ceiling. Now, don't be worried if you feel that this hip is coming down more, because I have seen some teachers, they'll actually do that. To get more out of your stretch or to get deeper into your stretch, they'll actually say turn your hip into it. So feel free to adjust. As long as it doesn't feel odd bad. If it feels a little tight, that's okay. You're getting a good stretch. Then we're going to come up to our 5-pointed star. So we're going to raise up to the ceiling. Toes front, knees straight. Perfect. This is the 5-pointed star, or a nice rest position. Excuse me, it's a little hot today. Then we're going to drop to our victory squat. Pelvis tucked forward, shoulders back, chin up. You're going to feel a lot of your weight in your heels, and that's okay. Now we're going to step up into the right. Now we're going to do our side moon on the left. Then come up straight to Hastasana, down to mountain pose. All right, that's the first half. Now we're going to stay right where we are and work left side first, back to right side, and finish back at the top of the mat. And that'll be a complete Chandra Namskar, or moon salutation. Starting in mountain pose. I'm going to try and go a little bit smoother this time. Try to stay with me. Toes spread apart, knees straight, knees lifted rather. Activate the front quads, tuck that pelvis, chin up, suck that belly in, one of the most important parts. Shoulders back, fingers down. Good, up to Hastasana, and then the side moon. Try to keep those shoulders away from your ears. Then down to a victory squat. Come up straight. Step out wide. Victory squat. Five-pointed star. Turn your left leg out. Triangle pose. Then we're going to turn down to Parshvakonasana. Turn your body. Close it off. Keep your legs straight. This back foot's 45. And lean right into it. Perfect. Again, sorry about my mic. Now we're going to drop to a left foot forward lunge. Get on the ball of your right foot. Try to keep that leg straight if you can. And sink your hips. Try to sink those hips down into it. If you're going to bend your knee a little, if you're going to put your knee on the floor, go right ahead. Still yoga. Now we're going to shift our weight back to our right foot. We're going to go to that side heel stretch, or extended side lunge. And in a second, we're going to bring our left foot in. Come up. Now you're going to squat down to a full squat. And again, if you can't do a full squat, don't worry about it. Do as much as you can. Now we're going to step out to the left and go into that side heel or extended side lunge. So I walk my hands over. And I like doing it this way because this is a lot like that natural movement type exercises you may have seen. If you can look up like Nat Move, N-A-T-M-O-V, or natural movement exercises, it's really wild. People like pretend they're like, you know, wilderness cats and they're out there doing their thing, and it's pretty wild. And this is kind of like that because we're using different aspects of our body. Good, and this is the extended side heel or side lunge. Now we're going to step up to a lunge. And remember, again, if you got to put your knee down, go right ahead. Take a break. Right to the lunge. Then we're going to straighten out that front knee. Bring your back foot up a little bit. 45 degrees to Parshvakonasana. With right side forward. Now you're going to open up the triangle pose. Plant that right hand or your floor hand. Open right up. Just a different way to do it, different modifications. That's what I like about learning different aspects of yoga and even different systems. There's so much you can gain from each one. And you just kind of find your own thing and put them all together. I don't believe in dogmatic practices and anything. I do believe in the spiritual side, but I don't get all dogmatic and just focus on one when there's so many out there. Good. Now we're going to come up, touch the ceiling, to a 5-pointed star. Perfect. Victory squat. We're going to step up to the left. The side moon. And a good way to know if you have your arms positioned right, not too far forward, is if you can kind of gaze up and see the ceiling in front of your left arm or your right arm, whichever one's above your head. And then up to Hastasana, down to mountain pose. All right. And that's Chandra Namskar or Moon Salutation. I hope you guys enjoyed this lesson. I know I did. Remember the Ujjayi breathing? I know I didn't do it too much in there. I was doing a little bit more instructing and stuff. But you guys should do that. Next time you're doing your practice on your own, or run through this again. And just don't even pay attention to what I'm saying. Just focus on your breathing. Focus on it. Get right through it. And you guys will see you're getting deeper into your practice. You're starting to really find your inner yogi. I hope you guys are enjoying this. Like I said, I sure am. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. I know I said I'd be putting out some breathing videos. Hectic week. But I'm going to get back on track. So don't worry, we're having a new video come out next Monday, and I'm going to have some breathing videos this week. Hopefully a few to make up for none last week. Well, guys, this is SeanYoga50, and this is Not So Perfect Yoga. Thank you.